NHL is back, boys.
Oh, dude, I love it. The league gets in its own damn way all the time, but you know what? I love the feeling of ice and a vulcanized rubber on a sheet. It's beautiful.
Yeah, a little puck. It's a little puck. Mm-hmm.
It's City Bomb, and Miami is definitely going to need Jeebus for this one. Praise the knees. Praise the Jeebus. Hallelujah. God help us all. Miami is locale of the week for not kneeing. Here, let me show you what Miami should have done. Look at this. This is called the human knee. This is what you should have put on the ground. You know, when you are a 3rd and 10 with less than 40 seconds left, and you know you could have, and there are no timeouts. You use this, and you go into victory formation. Look, Kaepernick had the right idea. You take a fucking knee. That's what all you do, and that's why you lost the game, and you probably lost your ACC title ambitions. So have fun with that.
Don't forget about bench warmer brew, people.
Oh yeah, dude. I love
coffee. Winter's coming. Hey, listen, fall's coming around. You're gonna want to have fresh.
Fall's already here, baby. It's 60 degrees out here, man.
Yeah, I know. This
winter isn't the only thing that's brewing. You know what else is brewing? Bench warmer brew. I had some actually today. Still pretty tasty, even though I've had it for like a year.
The Bears and the Commanders.
The Commanders' defense sucks.
Jack Del Rio needs to be tossed into
I think it's Rivera too, dude. I mean, that defense, like, you're running man coverage. DJ Moore is just Fields is just chucking it to DJ Moore. It's like, oh, he's down there, and then it's like, well, nobody can cover him. Emmanuel Forbes is he ain't good. He is not holding his own against the league receivers.
The other
second straight week has happened.
In watching that game was the Commanders. I'm sorry, Redskins. The Commanders have way more talent. Had way more talent on the defensive side, especially their front four, and they were just letting Fields like shred them. Like,
and not even that, they weren't even getting they weren't getting pressure on Fields. Their O-line, Bears O-line looked sturdy, which is crazy. But I mean, with that talent on the roster, Deron Payne, Montez Sweat, Chase Young.
What they would do is like they would force 3rd and longs, and then they would go soft zone, and then Fields would just pick it apart. I'm like, what are you all doing? Send the house.
Yeah, I mean, Fields is. I mean, it's either that or he finds DJ Moore and they miss a bunch of tackles, and DJ Moore is running in space for 50 yards.
That was hard to watch. It was really hard to watch, especially in a game where everyone thought that the commies are football hell, right?
No, they trash. They trash. When you lose to the Bears, you trash.
I think the Bears are still trash. Don't put too much into that win.
I mean, you do play the Vikings next week, and the Vikings, they're in deep shit of their own.
The Jaguars. The Bills. Okay, this one's funny. Oh, no. The Bills didn't fly across the pond until Friday. So if you've ever traveled going this way, like if you go from west to east. Yeah, it takes a while to recover. Like, it's not like going from east to west where the next day you're pretty much fine. You go west to east, like it takes you a while. Like you basically lose an entire day of travel because you're wide awake while the sun is down. Like, you become a night owl basically, and then you wake up like you haven't gone to sleep, but it's morning, right? It's super weird. And then you try to get acclimated. They had a practice or a walkthrough on Friday. Then they have a rest day Saturday, and then Sunday the game's at 9:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. They just weren't ready to play, and they got and the Jaguars had been over there for 2 weeks already. They were on London time. They were just like, oh yeah. And they were ready and alert, and they just fucking handled them. So, yeah, the Bills are still division. Not going to put them up to Super Bowl. But this was a trap game if there ever was one.
Jags defense really clamped them down. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking it was like something like 7 of 11 drives had less than 20 yards for the Bills. Like, it's very uncharacteristic, very one-dimensional game. They couldn't get anything going in the run. And not to mention, they've suffered several key injuries on defense again. Matt Milano out for the year. Daquan Jones out for the year. So that's 3 big pieces you've lost in 2 weeks. I don't know how many more you can take back there.
You're up here. Ravens and the Steelers the most. All right, so the Steelers scored 17 points. How did they score the 7? It was two touchdowns and a field goal, right?
No, it was no. I wish it was field goal, safety, because you always have that splash play that comes random. Another field goal, and then Kenny Pickett turned off the headset to Matt Canada and managed to throw with authority in the final 2 minutes.
Got a touchdown.
I was watching that at my brother's house. Like, he had family over, and I sat around watching. We're just sitting there like, how at halftime we're just sitting there like, how are the Ravens only leading by 1 score? They should be leading by 20 or 30 right now. They were like, and most of those drops, they said they had 7. It was more like 9. And most of these were like gimme drops that just like, and it's just like, you're just sitting there like, how the hell are you dropping these, dude? It wasn't even the defense or the schematics. They were just dropping things left and right. And apparently they had no drops throughout the year. And I'm like, what the hell? This is the kind of bullshit that gets Mike Tomlin over 500 seasons. And this happens like, shit. I'm just sitting there like, how the hell did we win? And
at one point,
the worst part is like Canada's not going to get fired now, at least for the rest of the year. So it feels more like a loss.
And everyone hates this dude. Tomlin is the only guy that likes him, right?
Well, it's probably the ownership too. Who do you think? As I said, who do you think hires these guys? It's Tomlin. So
So at one point the score was 10-8. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yep. It was. It was. Baltimore should have put that away a long time ago. And then what happened was John Harbaugh went for it on a 4th and 2 when you could have gone up by 2 scores. And it's like, what the hell are you doing, dude? Apparently, there was an issue with the center, but that's on goaltending again or coaching again. Sorry, I'm watching the Pens game. That's coaching because it's supposed to be a situational. Well, I'm watching it in the background, you dumb shit. You ever think about that? But I'm also saying too, it's Lamar, they have a gift because Gunnar Olszewski's somehow still on the team. Lamar throws his worst pass of the day. It's like, dude, I get your receivers can't catch, but it doesn't mean you have to throw it right to our cornerback. Mm-hmm. And it was just done from there. It was one of those games where it's like, how the hell did we win? A part of me thinks that Mike Tomlin is like a master of the dark arts, and that's the only reason why he has these inexplicable wins every single game. There's no other explanation. Just there isn't. I mean, the Steelers are technically leading the division, but they are the epitome of football hell.
They're technically leading the division.
Yes, they are, because they beat the Browns and they beat the Ravens. They have a better divisional record. They are such football hell. Division. And the Ravens, I refuse to put them in division just because they keep self-destructing. I just want to put them in trash for that performance, but I'll throw them in wild card.
All right. Giants and Dolphins. The Giants are trash.
They mega trash, dude. Your offense has nothing. And your defense actually put in work, which that's the sad part.
Yeah, they did. They actually had 2 turnovers. They had a score.
3 turnovers. They had a
3 turnovers. Yeah, and they had a
that pick under 2-yard pick 6.
Yep. And they still lost. They still got smoked. And the Dolphins are a Super Bowl contender back.
God's butt monkey. This week's random girlfriend of an NFL player of the past. Tight end Jessica Simpson. Oh, dude, that was the Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift.
That was, and then she meat bombed though. Do you think that's the Taylor Swift path? That Taylor Swift gets all fat after dating an NFL player?
I don't know, man.
Remember when Jessica Simpson got all fat?
She kind of did, but that was a couple years after she broke up, though. I think she's thinned out. I mean, that happens to everybody. Sometimes, there's shit that happens in personal life.
Yeah, she had some kids, but I mean, she was here. Let's do.
Honestly, the one I'm glad doesn't exist anymore is Ashley Simpson. Ashley she had no talent.
Eagles and the Rams. The Eagles are definitely a Super Bowl contender. They are 5-0, the last undefeated team. They really haven't played it. I mean, the Rams are a good team.
The Eagles, they dominated, but they're not playing to full potential. That's the problem. There's a thing or two that they're not really optimizing, and I think that's what's causing them to stay closer in games than they should be.
All right, Jets and Broncos.
This was a game. This was a game.
It happened, right? It happened.
Yeah.
Jets and Broncos. The Broncos were leading at one point. It looked like they would actually pull it out.
And they didn't.
They just let the Jets like chip away at them. The other thing, the Broncos' run defense is so bad that that's all the Jets had to do. Breece Hall went off for what, 170 some odd yards?
Yep.
Like absurd amount of production on the ground, and just they let Hackett get his revenge. Like, how do you do that? Like,
Yeah.
Especially after Sean Payton talked all that shit about Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's poetry. Plus, like, Sean Payton's been doing very poorly as the head coach of the Broncos. Like, that relationship, I don't know how well it's doing. You fixed Russell Wilson. He looks good. Problem is, everything else has gone to shit. Like, your defense has gone from one of the best units to one of the worst. There are constant communication errors, common missed assignments, bad, like, reads, bad, like, just bites. It's a mess. And I mean, you're telling me that the coach that relied on Rob Ryan as a defensive coordinator for several years is not good at choosing defensive coordinators? Oh my God, shocking.
Niners, Cowboys, very simple. We got
Niners,
four
that's Super Bowl.
solid. Yeah, we got 4 solid Super Bowl contenders. This is,
And I'll throw,
this
that's
is
just
by
show the
week
tiers.
5. Yeah,
That's why we call them tiers. And Dallas is straight wild card.
yeah.
Like, they are a wild card team.
The Packers and the Raiders.
Oh, no.
The Raiders are
They, I
over
mean,
500 somehow.
they're 2-3. But I mean, like, how do the Packers not do anything against the Raiders defense? That group got bested by Matt Canada and Kenny Pickett.
Dude, Jordan
How do you
Love,
not do anything against? I mean, Jordan Love, he
looked bad.
he was trying to play too much hero ball. First interception was terrible. Like, he just handed it right to Spillane. Second one was at least a deflection. Nothing you can do there. And the third one, it's like, why the fuck are you throwing that football? Like, that is hero ball to the max. And he is so fucking lucky, Josh McDaniels, because he kicked a damn field goal when he was only up by 4. Well, on a 4th and 1. You had 2 minutes left. They had one timeout. Just go for it. Go for the kill. It's either like, dude, even analytics tells you to go for it there, man. Like, it's just you either have you give them 2 minutes or potentially 30 seconds. I don't know. That's hard for me to think. I don't know. Yeah, we'll go with the 30 seconds. Like that's just basic knowledge. There's a time to take the points and there's a time to go for the kill. Even if they took the field goal, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing, dude? This is the second time in 3 weeks this has happened.
So, like, if you go for it and you don't get it, right? Like, the net result is the same. In fact, it's actually better. You actually give them less field position, right? So it was just. I know. I'm a preacher of take the points. Like, I'm like, take the points, but you got to get the points.
There's a time to take the points. Like, early on, like first half to third quarter, take the points. If it's later, like fourth quarter later, and you have the lead, you go for the kill.
To me, take the points. I don't know, but you got to get them. That's the problem.
But the problem is you're only up by 1 score. If